Right now, in millions of homes, a silent and invisible ritual is taking place. You lie down in the dark, exhausted from the day. Your cat approaches from the shadows, climbs onto your chest, closes its deep eyes, and begins to vibrate. You smile in the dark. You think to yourself that your cat loves you, that your cat is happy, and that this is just a sweet moment of affection. But what if I told you that this is the biggest lie ever sold to pet owners? What if I told you that you are entirely misinterpreting a highly advanced biological and spiritual technology? That sound you hear echoing in the quiet room is not a purr of affection. It is a calculated, ancient medical intervention. Your cat is not cuddling you. Your cat is actively repairing your nervous system. For decades, we have treated cats like cute roommates. We buy them toys, we feed them, and we project our fragile human emotions onto them. We completely ignore the terrifyingly beautiful fact that they are the only domestic animals operating on a sensory and energetic spectrum. We cannot even begin to comprehend before your hands even start shaking, before you even realize you are about to have a panic attack. Your cat already knows. They smell the cortisol shifting in your sweat. They feel the electromagnetic drop in your heart rate. Have you ever wondered why they choose very specific, isolated moments to lay their heavy bodies on you? Why do they completely ignore you when you actively call for them with a happy voice, but suddenly appear out of nowhere the exact second your mind is silently spiraling into a dark place? They are not seeking your body heat. They do not care about the temperature of your blanket. They are tracking your energetic collapse. I refused to believe this was real until I became the patient of a silent master. Years ago, my body and my mind were breaking down. I was drowning in chronic anxiety, the kind of silent panic that tightens your chest, blurs your vision, and makes breathing feel like lifting heavy weights. I was trapped in a relentless fight or flight response, and nothing seemed to turn it off. But every single time my anxiety peaked behind closed doors, my cat would find me. She wouldn't come to play. She wouldn't meow for food. She came to work. She would climb onto my chest, pinning me down with a surprisingly heavy weight, placing herself directly over my vagus nerve, and turn on that deep, mechanical, rumbling sound inside her throat. And like almost every ignorant human on this planet, I ruined it. I misunderstood the assignment. I thought she was just being sweet and needy. I thought she wanted attention. So, in the middle of my own mental chaos, I would desperately start petting her. I would scratch her head, stroke her fur, pouring all my frantic, nervous, heavy energy directly onto her small body. I thought I was showing love, but the brutal truth, I was short-circuiting her equipment by forcing my erratic human affection onto her. I was disrupting the exact healing frequency she was desperately trying to establish. She would get agitated, her tail would flick in annoyance, and eventually she would get up and walk away, leaving me completely alone with my panic. I was treating an ancient, sophisticated healer like a cheap stuffed animal. It was only when I realized my grave mistake that the veil was finally lifted. I had to stop acting like a needy human. I had to learn how to receive the treatment. The next time the anxiety hit me, pulling me into the darkness, and she climbed onto my chest, I did absolutely nothing. I forced my hands to stay flat on the bed. I closed my eyes, stopped moving entirely, and focused my entire consciousness on syncing my erratic human breathing with the slow, steady, hypnotic rhythm of her purr. That was the exact moment everything shifted. It was not a placebo. I felt my tight muscles physically unlock. The panic that was gripping my throat simply melted into the mattress beneath me. I wasn't just calming down. My biology was being actively overridden by hers. I realized then that the purr was never just a sound. It was a tool, a biological tuning fork. And when I began to investigate what was actually happening beneath her fur, looking past the basic modern veterinary articles and digging deep into the forgotten ancient texts and quantum biology, I discovered a secret that the ancient world guarded with their lives, a secret that modern society has completely forgotten. Once I realized the purr was a mechanism, I had to know exactly what kind of machine I was dealing with. So I stopped looking at basic pet care blogs and started reading quantum biology and historical archives. What I found made my blood run cold. When your cat lies on top of you and starts to purr, they are not just making a random noise in their throat. They are generating a highly specific biomechanical vibration. Biologists have measured the domestic cat's purr and found that it consistently operates at a frequency between 25 and 140 hertz. For a long time, this was just a fun trivia fact, until aerospace medicine got involved. NASA and other advanced medical researchers have spent millions of dollars studying these exact vibrational frequencies to prevent bone density loss and muscle atrophy in astronauts. They discovered that vibrations between 25 and 50 Hertz are the precise frequencies needed to stimulate bone healing, repair torn tendons, lower blood pressure, and drastically reduce the physical symptoms of severe stress and anxiety. Let that sink in for a moment. The animal sleeping at the foot of your bed right now carries a biological frequency generator inside its chest that modern science is actively trying to replicate to heal human body. Your cat is quite literally a localized, living medical device. But if you think modern science is the first to discover this, you are gravely underestimating the ancient world. Modern medicine is simply putting numbers on a technology that the ancients treated as sacred. Let's rewind 4,000 years to ancient Egypt. We were all taught in school that the Egyptians worshipped cats, built statues for them, and mummified them because they protected the grain from rats or because they looked majestic. That is the sanitized, childish version of history. The high priests, the alchemists, and the true healers of the ancient world did not build an entire religious and cultural infrastructure around a simple rat catcher. They kept cats inside their most restricted and sacred healing temples. They placed them directly on the bodies of the sick, the wounded, and the spiritually broken. They knew that the cat was a biological tuning fork. They understood that the feline operated on a frequency that could penetrate human tissue, calm an erratic nervous system, and filter out the dense, heavy energy that leads to physical and mental collapse. The pharaohs used them as anchors between the physical world and the unseen world. And yet, thousands of years later, we look at the exact same creature, doing the exact same ancient ritual on our living room couch, and we reduce it to a cute little pet wanting a belly rub. We have completely forgotten how to interact with the guardian between worlds. When your cat climbs onto your chest during your darkest, most anxious moments, they are executing an ancient medical protocol. They are trying to lower your heart rate. They are trying to vibrate the panic right out of your bones. They are offering you the same sacred healing that was once reserved for kings and high priests in temples lit by torches. But here is the tragic irony of the modern cat owner. Having access to an ancient, sophisticated healing technology does not mean you know how to use it. In fact, the way you currently react when your cat tries to heal you is not only wrong, it is actively destructive. You are sabotaging the very ritual designed to save you. And I know this because for years, I made the exact same catastrophic mistake. When anxiety hits, our human instinct screams for physical touch. We want to be held. So when your cat climbs onto your chest in the dark and starts purring, what do? You immediately start petting them frantically. You pour all your heavy, desperate energy into your hands. And then they stop purring. Their tail twitches. They get up and walk away. For a long time, I felt rejected when my cat did this. I thought I wasn't worthy of comfort. But the problem wasn't a lack of love. It was a clash of frequencies. You see, when we are in pain, we vibrate in pure chaos. But the feline purr requires absolute stillness to work. By frantically petting them, I was acting like static noise over a quiet symphony. I was short-circuiting the exact healing process I needed. Cats are incredibly sensitive conduits. They can filter our dense energy, but only if we stop thrashing around emotionally. My cat wasn't rejecting me. My cat was retreating from an energetic overload. I had to learn a deeply humbling lesson. To interact with a guardian between worlds, you must silence your ego. The deepest form of connection doesn't require your hands at all. I had to learn to simply surrender. Tonight, I want you to try an experiment. When the anxiety hits and your cat climbs onto your chest, I want you to do the hardest thing a human can do. Do absolutely nothing. Paralyze your hands. Do not touch them. The first time I forced myself to do this, it was agonizing. My mind was racing, begging for the physical comfort of petting my cat. But I kept my arms flat on the bed. My cat settled down, closed those ancient eyes, and the motor started. But this chimmy, I didn't interrupt the frequency. Instead, I closed my eyes and shifted my entire focus to the sound. I began to synchronize my erratic human breathing with the exact rhythm of the purr. Inhale, exhale, matching, the vibration echoing through my ribs. What happened next was not magic. It was human biology surrendering to a higher, ancient frequency. Within minutes, the heavy weight on my chest stopped feeling like a pet and started feeling like an anchor, pulling me forcefully back to reality. My heart rate dropped, the knot in my stomach untied, by forcing me to paralyze my hands and stop my chaotic movements. My cat forced me to be entirely present. They didn't just calm me down. They actively rewired my nervous system in real time. This is the true power of the silent master. They demand your balance before they offer their cure. The silent master who taught me all of this, her name was Bella. She has already crossed the bridge, leaving this physical realm, but the frequency she anchored inside my chest remains forever. She didn't just pass through my life, she fundamentally rewired it. I created this space not just to honor her memory, but to build a sanctuary for your guardians too. Because of Bella, every single video on this channel, from this moment forward, will end with the face and the story of one of your cats. Whether your familiar has already crossed the bridge or is sleeping heavily at your feet right now, their legacy deserves to be immortalized. There is an email address pinned in the top comment below. Send me their photo and tell me the deepest story of how your silent master saved you. Let's make their frequency eternal. Before you click away, look at the feline resting next to you. They are not just a pet. They are an ancient technology of love. Bella tuned my nervous system using sound, but there is a very specific, deliberate moment when your cat uses the exact weight of their own body to physically reset your vagus nerve and stop a panic attack in its tracks. Ancient medicine knew exactly why they do this and how you can trigger it. That is exactly what we are going to uncover in the next video. I will see you there.